have it that close before.
Want that Ken Burns effect.
Oh.
Ow now, brown cow.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you can see with your own eyes, we have a special guest here and we're in a different place and some nice lighting is going on, so we're looking very fun and fresh on this Monday morning. This is my very good girlfriend, Jennifer Murphy.
Hello.
Jennifer Murphy is a professional makeup artist here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So Jennifer is a makeup artist. She also does lash extensions. She has a beautiful studio down in the Keats Brewery, but I'm gonna let her give a little introduction to herself and she'll let you know what's up.
All right, sounds good. So I'm Jennifer and I have my own makeup business here in Halifax. My makeup journey kind of started in 2011. I moved out to Vancouver and I attended Blanche Macdonald Center and I did my makeup artistry course out there. So I spent a year doing makeup in all aspects, so prosthetics, special effects, airbrushing, and of course beauty, which is kind of like my forte. My
expertise.
Yes, my expertise. After I graduated, I moved back to the East Coast and I worked for a makeup counter for about 4 years, just kind of building my skill and my kit. And now I do freelance mostly, so a lot of special occasions and weddings, and it's my passion, is what I love to do the most out of everything that I do.
So today I thought it would be really helpful. I've noticed in the last few years, you and I have both known quite a few people to be getting engaged and married, even though we're still quite young people.
I like to tell myself.
It's happening. Things are happening and moving quickly. And I thought it would be helpful to a lot of people that are looking to hire professional makeup artists. You know, when you're booking venues, caterers, makeup artists are probably something you have to book. What would you say?
Well in advance.
A year in advance?
Yeah, I'm booking for 2019 now, and
Yeah.
I know people who are booking far as ahead as 2020.
Yeah,
so it's like,
that's wild.
it kind of depends, right? If it's someone who is really popular and in demand, like they might already be booked.
Totally.
So
Obviously, pictures are a very large part of people's wedding days, so you want to know that you are taken care of and looking good and feeling your best. So we kind of compiled a small list of things that we think are important to be covered today.
yeah, like questions to be considered before you book your makeup artist.
Yeah.
Start Googling, going on Instagram, maybe asking around.
Yeah, I feel like Instagram is probably your best friend at this point. Essentially, just like an entire portfolio for a makeup artist.
Yeah.
A good makeup artist that is uploading frequently and is engaging with potential clients on their platform.
It's such a visual artistry. It's a great way to kind of see what they've done before, what their style of makeup is, because every makeup artist I think is capable of making someone look amazing on their wedding day, but I also find that makeup artists all kind of have a unique style.
What would you say your style is?
My style? How would I describe my style? I would say I love glam makeup.
I think like soft glam.
Soft glam. I feel like that's all
your best. Yeah.
Like when I'm describing my photos on Instagram, when I'm like uploading a client, I'm always like soft glam.
Yeah, that's always
and I'm like
as opposed to like medium glam.
Yeah, it's always a soft glam. I try to keep things pretty timeless because I don't want my clients to look back at their photos and be like, wow, that's so 2000.
So nothing too trendy. Like I feel especially you use colors that sometimes, like if I'm in your chair, sometimes you put on like pinks on me and stuff. And I like don't normally wear pink during the day, but like when the final product, you're like, you know what, this is just really like beautiful and like easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
And it's not offensive. It's not like you're not going for a bold, like trendy, like purple lip or something.
Yeah.
Which, if you like that, that's totally cool.
Yeah, that's it too. Like I've had brides that love like a more intense glam, like sparkle, glitter, that's totally their jam. And I love that too. I love experimenting and doing something different, incorporating color, but not in a super obvious way, in a subtle way that kind of will pop and enhance the makeup without being like you know,
overbearing.
Yeah.
Okay, so say someone finds you on Instagram, they like what they see, they want to reach out. What does that look like, and what are they going to be expecting back from you?
I usually have a generic email I'll send out. Usually it's a breakdown of the pricing and kind of explaining the cost of things, which I think is something that people need to be prepared for, because when you're hiring a professional makeup artist, you kind of have to be ready for the cost. And the cost can range per makeup artist. If cost is something that you're really concerned about and you have a budget, I think shopping around is important. And there's no harm with contacting a makeup artist and asking for their price list, and then kind of taking a little bit of time to decide whether or not you'd like to book them. It's different for everyone, but if your heart's really set on someone's artistry, I would also suggest respecting their prices, because you're not only hiring them for their time, their expertise, you're also hiring them for their kit, their supplies that they're bringing. When I'm doing weddings, it's usually a mobile process, so I'm packing up my entire kit, I'm bringing my light, my chair. Just be ready for the cost. Another thing is when you're looking for a makeup artist and you're trying to like vet them a little bit, aside from their portfolio photos, you can always ask for reviews from previous clients, testimonials, because a photo can only tell you so much. You want to know the experience that the makeup artist is bringing, like if they have a great energy, if they're going to be on time, organized. Like those things are also important on the day of your wedding, because it is like so much is happening on the wedding day, I find. Yeah.
So after contact has been made, you've been perusing and schmoozing with your potential makeup artist, but now it's time for your trial. A trial is something Jenny will always recommend, just to lay out obviously expectations for people. And describe a trial.
Well, I find trials are super important because you get to meet the makeup artist and to become familiar with the makeup process, because sometimes it's a completely foreign thing to the bride. If you're not used to wearing a lot of makeup, this is going to be more makeup than you're normally used to.
And so you're not totally overwhelmed on your big day when you show up with like 15 different foundation shades.
Exactly. And you're more familiar with like the process, the amount of time it takes. It's a great way to kind of like hammer out any kinks. Like sometimes I find brides will come to me and they'll have a really strong sense of what they think they want on their wedding day. And through the trial process, we'll figure out like, maybe this isn't what you want. Maybe there's something that's more flattering or something that's more timeless.
Or like, for example, you said lashes. Like a lot of people are like, I don't want lashes. Like that's too much, that's too much.
Exactly.
But then when they see it and it pulls the whole look together and they're kind of like, just a little like,
it's a great way to get familiar, especially with false lashes, because I find the first time someone wears them, they're always like, this feels so weird. So it's like,
which they're not wrong.
No, it is like very foreign at first, and it feels a little heavy on the eye. And a trial is also a great way to try something out if you were extra unsure about something. Like, is this the makeup artist for me? You can always do a trial first without committing to the wedding.
You're not marrying your makeup artist, so don't feel badly if something doesn't work out. It doesn't work out, and that's fine.
And that's it. And I've told clients before, if they want to try a different makeup artist, like, I encourage it, because I would rather them be 100% sure that I'm the person right for the job. Because sometimes it's just not a right fit.
Yeah.
If they're a little unsure, like, I would rather them do an additional trial, be 100% sure and confident on their wedding day that we're doing the look that they want. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The trial is finished, and what's next? What do you expect for the client to be partaking in post-trial? Before big day?
Well, typically I'll give the bride a document with our trial details. So it'll just kind of have all the little details of what we did in the makeup, just because I find sometimes my trials are a couple months before the wedding date. So it just kind of keeps it fresh in both our minds, what we did and what may have worked, what may have not worked. Like, I always follow up and say any and all feedback is welcome. So don't hold back, because I can't read people's minds. So even the smallest thing I want communicated to me so I can fix, change, or improve. I always try to get the bride to participate a bit in the makeup. Like, I usually ask them to go to either like MAC or Sephora and to try on lipsticks and see which one they fall in love with. I usually suggest to pick up a lip color that I'll apply on them, so then throughout the day, if they want to do touch-ups, then they can. And
it's just about engagement.
Yeah,
it's
engagement.
Just about, like, it's not, like, of course, you're hiring a makeup artist to do a lot of the work, but you can't just kind of sit back and let it, you know, you still want to have your input and
you want it to be personalized.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I find that like picking out a lipstick isn't a super daunting task, but it's an easy way to really be incorporated like your personal style into the makeup.
And especially, I think, you know, it's your makeup and your experience, so it's almost an opportunity for you to have that me time, that alone time, and just make decisions for yourself and not have, say, when you went shopping for your dress, you might have had your mom, your mother-in-law, maybe like 5 different friends. So there's a lot of input, there's a lot of incoming opinions. So especially with makeup, it's great you time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing that I want to touch on is expectations, having realistic expectations. You know, makeup is magic to a certain degree. Makeup can't change texture of skin. So if you have like scarring, if you have acne, things like that, there's only so much makeup can do. You also have to go in realizing that to get maybe your dream look on your wedding day, there might be some extra steps you might have to do as far as like skincare, maybe some facials leading up to the wedding day, like changing your diet, things like that might affect the canvas that the makeup goes on. So I feel like you have to kind of have a realistic expectation of what the makeup can do. Yeah, like what would you suggest? Because you know so much about like skincare.
Well, we were talking about this earlier. So we spoke about if you want to be doing, like Jen said, facials or something, don't do anything weird or something you've never done before, maybe a week or so leading up to that, because you might have a really incredibly bad reaction to something that goes on. That could be a bit of a nightmare, and you show up and you've got a rash that you've never had before.
It all depends, because people have like certain allergies or are sensitive to certain things. I'd say maybe try it a couple months outside of the wedding just to see how it does react with your skin. But something like a HydraFacial, I find like just makes someone's skin look like butter on their wedding day. So even that like a week before, it does make a big difference. That's like dermaplaning. You just have like smooth
like butter.
I don't need to use primer on this face. It's perfect. So
oh my god, yeah. And even at home, like if you're not doing the whole facial spa thing, that's totally fine. But don't think like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go to Sephora, pick out a really expensive mask, toner, moisturizer, because it's, you know, if it's expensive, it's gonna be good. No, if your usual routine is Spectrogel and Cetaphil moisturizer, then let it just be that, because you know that works for you.
Don't mess with perfection if it's already there.
Yeah. So with all that said and done, you've got your expectations, you've got your contract all figured out. So now it is the finale, if you will. What does the big day look like for you, and what do you expect?
So I was telling Catherine earlier that whenever I show up to a wedding, the energy sometimes can be different from wedding to wedding. Like some weddings are so relaxed, laid back, like the bridal party's just drinking beer, and it's literally like, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a good time, you know? But I always go in anticipating there being a certain level of stress, just because there are so many elements kind of going on the day of the wedding. And as a bride, you shouldn't feel stressed out about the makeup. Like, you've done the trial, you know what to expect. I always have a really open communication with my bride up until the day of the wedding. I don't want anyone to hold anything back from me, like any detail, send it my way. And you shouldn't feel bad about like sending off a million emails, because it's all about
communication is key.
Yeah, and it's all about making sure you feel confident and your mind's at ease about how the day is gonna go, and like the small details of the day, like where like parking is, travel, like all of that should be already discussed. If you've gone through all the necessary steps, you really shouldn't be stressed out about your wedding day makeup.
If you've done everything properly and followed your makeup artist's recommendations of what you should be doing or how you should prepare, then I don't want to say easy breezy, because no one would probably ever describe their their day like that.
Yeah.
But
on both ends, like, everything should kind of be tied up, and you should just be excited.
yeah. So another thing about the big day is that when we were talking about, obviously, Jen should have the details of where you are, just all the logistics. Obviously, for time management purposes, we touched on that, but just her physical environment, because that's really important. Jen's gonna have a lot of gear, like you said. She can bring a chair. Well, you do bring. She does bring a chair, so the client can be up high, and it's just easier for everyone.
Yeah.
She has a light. Obviously, we are very much utilizing that today.
Yeah.
In case lighting conditions are not optimal.
Yeah.
Let us know what else we should have in the room with you.
So, yeah, you just want to be aware of the amount of gear a makeup artist is bringing, because it is a bit of a setup. I know whenever I'm bringing my stuff, people are always like, oh my gosh, so much stuff. All of it's necessary.
Oh, my kit and caboodles.
Yeah, my kit and caboodles. Because I bring my makeup bag, and then I have another bag that has just like Kleenex, cleaning supplies, things like that.
Just
miscellaneous.
tools.
Just tools, yeah, like my makeup brushes in there and stuff like that. And I do always bring a light, because sometimes there's not natural lighting, and that can really throw off the payoff of the makeup, the color kind of clarity.
Especially when your trials are taking place in her studio where we are right now, where lighting is very optimal.
Yeah.
And it's quite bright in here, and a lot of places are definitely not like that.
Yeah, like I've been in a couple hotel rooms where there wasn't any natural lighting. So, I mean, I always bring my light just in case. Also, like a surface to set up on. Like, I always need like at least a small table just to have some products out on. So yeah, so sometimes once you get into the room, you might want to have a look around and be like, oh, this would be a good place to set up. Like normally when I show up, because I always show up a little early before we need to start the makeup, I'll kind of suggest somewhere to set up. But those are things to kind of be aware of and to think of.
So that's probably all from us, guys. I hope this was helpful. Maybe Jen suggested we could do a follow-up video if anyone had questions, little Q&A. But yeah, this was really great, and thank you so much. This was so nice.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I'm always watching
To be here in your own studio.
Well, I mean, like, you know, now I'm in one of the videos.
I know, you're my first guest. That's so nice.
God bless. I feel so special.
That's so nice. Yeah, I would love to do more guest appearance videos in the future, so let me know if this was helpful, if you liked this. This may be a bit long because we were chatty, but it was more of an informational video, so I think that's important, and maybe I could turn it into a podcast.
Yeah! Oh my god, have some wine? I'll be lit.
I'm hot now. Okay, we're gonna turn this light off. Thanks for coming, guys. Make sure to check out Jennifer. I will link all of her socials down below. Give her likes, follows, and lots of love. She's very talented, so give her a look. A little research, a little Google. A little Google. Yeah. Awesome.
Jinx.
Okay, thanks for coming. We gotta go now. Bye. Mwah. A posy one. Oh my god. I'm hot.
Your skin looks really good.
Thanks. I've been trying really, really hard.
I feel like I want to, like, what do you think has made the biggest difference in the texture?
Witch hazel. I have like 4 bottles. Do you want one? Was that where we were before? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I think you were on this side though.
Yeah, I was wearing a different sweater. We actually swapped.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Sounds like a strike to me. Process.
Are you talking to the camera or to me?
I'm kind of talking to you first, but
I just want to know that I'm like, because I'm like staring at you. Yeah, go on.
Catherine's on my brides.
I'm getting married tonight. Did we touched on?
Sure.